I got one that'll hit areas for, like, example, my salivary glands. Then I got this one called the vagus nerve. Basically, it innervates almost every organ of the abdominopelvic region. Now, y'all are way too young, okay? Ale. He's still alive. I'm going to find him one day. Okay? Anyone happen to know how he died?
I know the story.
You know the story. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody has to come up with another story.
I don't know if it's true.
The best story ever. What did you do?
I heard drug overdose on the toilet.
All right. On the toilet. Now, when we say overdose, actually, he took a combination, like when he got up, he would take the uppers. To go to sleep, he would take the downs. When you have that type of situation going on for a long time, which it did, okay, that's going to wreak havoc on your body's ability to maintain homeostasis. Now, on the toilet was because one of the things that happened, that combination of doing uppers and downers severely constipates people. All right? So he was actually straining to go to the bathroom. If you strain too hard, you're putting so much pressure on the vagus nerve, and because it is parasympathetic, meaning calm down, and because of the organs it hits, the heart, respiration, okay, the impulses that are being sent are going to slow those organs down, and you can die. Yes. Yes. Even now, people can pass out, you know, because if they're trying to strain, go to the bathroom, you're putting so much pressure on that vagus nerve.
That's a vagal system.
And the vagal response, and people can faint.
How long did that even happen?
How long ago?
No, like how long did it even take us to actually?
Yeah.
Even been training hard.
Well, bless his heart. Okay, now, if you know the whole story, you got to remember, where I grew up, Elvis. Trust me, I didn't live in it. Okay? So, Elvis, well, you know, bless his heart, he put on a lot of weight. He didn't eat healthy at all. Yeah.
All the peanut butter and banana.
The peanut butter, mayonnaise, and bacon sandwiches. I mean, it was a very unhealthy diet. There were other conditions that were present. So just kind of spin it overdrive and let the party died on the toilet. Which, he's not here at all. No, on the toilet. I don't know. But when I do, because y'all will never laugh. All right? My husband, when he asked me to marry him, and he goes, you know, where do you want to have a wedding? He says, I want to go to Vegas and be married by Elvis. And he should have known at that point what he was getting into, but evidently he didn't.
I love that.
And he was like, what? I was thinking maybe we could get married in the Japanese garden, but no. And I was like, by Elvis? And he was like, okay, well, if you can find Elvis to marry us, then yeah, we'll do that. And so, of course, you know, that didn't happen. And I told him, I said, all right, so coming up, I said, then let's just elope, go to Vegas, get married by Elvis. You can't do that, you know. That's okay. Well, 5-year anniversary, yes. He said 5-year anniversary, we are going to Vegas, we're getting married, we're going to renew our vows, we're getting done by Elvis, and every vow is going to be one of the bigger summer songs. So, Vegas, nerve, because, you know, at the end, he was doing all his live stations, Vegas, V-E-G-A-S, okay? So, Vegas nerve. That's the best story to do about the parasympathetic division. Because the job is to slow it down. And of the cranial nerves, the one that makes its way the entire length is the vagus. Now, if we look at the sacral region, couple of things to note. We're going to once again have splanchnic nerves, okay? They're going to make their way to a plexus. Note how they're trying to show like the sympathetic division's ganglion here, and then the plexus and so forth, the abdominal aorta plexus. Well, we're going to have some of these splanchnic nerves, and they're making their way through these areas to their target organs. And if you look along the green and the red, these pre-fibers are extremely long and basically synapse right on the target organ. Now, the sympathetic division, if we look at this, okay, that area of the sacral region, because the cranial is with the cranial nerves, we're going to have the splanchnic nerves get formed, and for the most part, they're forming what's termed pelvic nerves, because we are in the area of the abdominopelvic region, okay? So pelvic nerves, some of them are making their way, I mean, let's take a peek at this. Some of them are making their way to a small area of the digestive system. The rest of them are making their way to reproductive organs.
Are these nerves that are coming out of the brain for the
Sacral? Cranial.
The vagus nerve and all that. It's not shown here, but they still do have to pass through the spinal cord, right?
Well, you know how we had the traveling along the route of the spinal nerve?
Yeah.
Same thing. They're going to be traveling along the route of the spinals,
Okay.
and the cranial. But this time, along the route of a cranial nerve, because it's by way of the cranial, or by way of a sacral, because these are the only two areas. Thoracolumbar has the actual peripheral nerve to exit. Make sense? So parasympathetic division. Now, I just kind of mentioned that in the sacral region, the majority of them are serving the reproductive organs. The rest, the ones that are exiting by way of the cranial nerves, they're serving areas of the head and neck and areas of the digestive system. What happens to these areas when the sympathetic division kicks in? Their blood supply got decreased, and basically their ability to function was slowed down. So the goal of this parasympathetic division is to make sure we rest, meaning recover from the sympathetic response, and digest. That we take any food stuff or whatever, and that we replenish the nutrients and everything that had been used while the sympathetic was functioning. In some cases, because under normal conditions, this is occurring all the time. It's the reason you're maintaining homeostasis. However, sometimes we have conditions we're in that place us under chronic stress. Chronic meaning not a lot of end to it, and that means I've got a lot of stimulation to sympathetic division. Sympathetic division sort of basically shuts down, when they shut down, severely decreases the blood flow to my internal organs. I may be eating, all right, but if I don't have this blood flow and so forth, how am I going to get the nutrients to my system? We have a nervous system that functions all to itself. It is located in the digestive tract, does not come from that brainstem or the spinal cord. It is to itself. It goes to smooth muscles and glands of the digestive tract. The neurons are in the wall of the digestive tract directly. It has its own reflex arcs. The goal, regulate motility of my esophagus, because I eat and I swallow, the stomach, because it has to churn and digest, the intestines, because I've got to make the way, the food needs to make its way to the area of the digestive system, and I need digestive enzymes and acid to help break down the foodstuffs. This division functions in times of extreme stress, i.e., a soldier at battle. Chronic stress, can't even imagine, and they are out in the field or they're out doing maneuvers, whatever the case might be, and then they really do not get to calm down until they return to their forward operating base, okay, or back to their home base, whatever the case might be. And it's a very chronic time of stress for them. Now, something that can happen with this enteric division, it is hereditary, meaning it's passed from parents to children. There's an absence of this division. It's called Hirschsprung disease. Pretty rare. You hear of it every once in a while. We don't have innervation to the sigmoid colon or the rectum, meaning that ability to move the feces. It stays pretty much permanently constricted. The feces get impacted above that area of the sigmoid colon. It can cause what's termed megacolon. Big for mega, okay? Buildup of the feces and the colon. Can have the abdomen